this was yesterday. The perks of being the commissioner of baseball. The closing bell on Wall Street.
Sweet.
Rob Manfred joins us here in the booth. I'll never forget, you went to a seminar that Fox Sports puts on every year. 2 years ago, Hud and I were both there, and one of the questions that us broadcasters got to ask you was, what's the best thing about being commissioner? And without hesitation, you said,
I was out there being with kids.
Yep. And so, you know, here we are in Kansas City, and last year news was made here, and people continue to make investments from the Royals and in community with the Urban Youth Academy, and something very close to the heart of Dayton Moore in particular. And that was one of the things that we spent a lot of time on last year, was talking about youth participation.
Well, you know, it's every once in a while you get particularly lined up with one of the clubs on a particular issue. You know, they're supportive in general, but you know, sometimes you have a team where something becomes special, and I think the Urban Youth Academies were something really special to Dayton. I think it has to do with Kansas City, it has to do with the game, it has to do with kids playing the game for him, and all that lines up with our overall goal of getting kids out there playing the game and keep them playing the game long enough that they may turn out to be major league players.
And Rex has brought this up many times, Mr. Commissioner, that you know, when a franchise like the Royals, who had such a long period of time with a lack of success, and when they win now, I mean, Rex has brought this up many times, I mean, there's a whole new generation of baseball fans now in Kansas City. There's a strikeout for Chris Young and one down in the second inning.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It's why competitive balance is so important in the sport. You know, if you have a great market like Kansas City, but you go a really long time and the team just can't be competitive, and you don't have the economics right so that they can be competitive, you can lose a generation. Conversely, when you have a run like Dayton and the Glasses have put together here in Kansas City, you see what you get. It's really great.
Commissioner, we're getting used to seeing a lot of you the last couple of seasons, so we're really thankful that you would make a stop by the booth. I remember when you were with us last year about this time, we asked about the fan safety and what's going on. Then coming to the K and seeing the new fence that's put up there, they've made some drastic changes here to protect fan safety. I noticed that the screen is thinner. Even there's not any, you know, as many seams or anything. I mean, they did a great job here. Have you noticed around the ballparks you've been in?
Yeah, I do think that taking the time and engaging.
Look at that play by Lorenzo Cain, and just an inning ago, he couldn't find the ball up in the sun.
Are you kidding me? Already game 2. Call the cops, Commish.
That's unbelievable.
This guy's unbelievable, man. I didn't think he had no chance on contact.
That's unbelievable.
Look at this guy. What a direct route to this ball. And didn't give up. It's not afraid of that wall. He's got skills.
That's just a great play right there, boy.
No question, Commish. Oh.
Go ahead, Mr. Commissioner, the netting question.
I think we took the time to engage experts in stadium design, recognizing that each stadium's a little different. Secondly, we wanted to make sure that we had the best possible materials. And, you know, Rex, I think you make a great observation. This screening is so much better from the fans' perspective in terms of seeing through it than, you know, what used to be there 20, 25 years ago. So I think that makes a huge difference. And we're trying to walk that delicate balance between the obvious importance of fan safety and not interfering with people's ability to enjoy the game.
How many teams like the Royals went above and beyond what your office recommended?
I think it's about half the teams.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah. Teams, I think, want to be comfortable with the idea that they're doing the right thing on this issue.
2 outs, 2 strikes, and it's a Royals TV rule. Every time we have a guest on, the inning just flies by. But I've been told by our producer that we have you for a full inning. Is that correct?
That's fine.
Okay,
I'll do whatever you guys want.
Because we got more things we want to talk about.
Commish, your first year on the job, what was the most special part of that for you last year?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, it's funny you were asking me about the Fox thing when they asked me the best part of the job. The question you just asked about the first year I get asked often, and I think I'd say 2 things. I threw out the first pitch at Nationals Park with a young man from their Urban Youth Academy who came out and actually threw the pitch, threw a great strike. It was a fantastic moment in Washington. And then the other one that I have focused on, it, you know, handing David Glass, and I'm not saying this just because I'm in Kansas City, but handing David Glass the trophy, doing it for the first time, was a really special moment. It was particularly special because the Glasses have been such great owners in baseball.
And this is something we talked about with you last year. Your predecessor, Commissioner Selig, whom you worked very close with, it was a big deal for him to give markets like Kansas City a legitimate chance to win the World Series.
Yeah, during Commissioner Selig's tenure, we worked very hard to make sure that we had an economic system that allowed clubs like Kansas City to compete.